Aycorp Media has created a place to talk about politics in a way that promotes civil discourse with truth and respect. This is In the Arena. I'm Phillip Britt, your host. Today we have the opportunity to sit down with Commissioner Jarrell, candidate for re-election as Associate Commissioner for Stoddard County District 2. Welcome, Commissioner, to In the Arena.
Thank you, Mr. Britt. I truly appreciate you giving me this opportunity and inviting me to be here.
Oh, absolutely. We're thrilled to have you. Any opportunity that we have to educate the public, we try to take that opportunity, and especially in election season, we try to do our best to get as many folks in as we can, and we're thrilled to have you here. First of all, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Jarrell. I'm a wife, a mother, and a meemaw. My husband and I have been married for 58 years.
Wow,
we have 2 children, Tom Jarrell and his wife Carrie, and a daughter, Sissy Brown, and her husband Teddy. We have 6 beautiful grandchildren, 3 grandsons and 3 granddaughters. I'm an ordinary person. I'm very conservative. And I do believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I don't really have a lot of hobbies. I love what I do, and I just love life.
So you served 4 terms as commissioner. What'd you do before that?
I did some babysitting for friends, for one thing, and then we at once was a township form of government. So we had like township tax collecting before it went county. So I worked for 2 years with Shelley McClintock collecting taxes for Liberty Township. And then after she retired, I ran for that position and was elected for 2 years for that.
So you've been in the arena for quite a while.
It doesn't seem that long, but once you stop and think about it,
Absolutely.
I guess so.
Absolutely. So you're on the ballot for would be your 5th term as county commissioner. It's a 4-year term, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So tell us exactly, there may be folks out watching that don't really know the role of the county commissioner. So tell us about the county commission and what your role is on the county commission.
Well, I think one of the most important roles for a county commissioner is we set the budget. Like December 1st to December the 15th, we have a memo to go out to all the office holders and to asking them to submit their wish list or their budget request. And then January the 1st, we sat down with our county clerk, the 3 commissioners, and then we go over all of their requests. You set the budget and you make sure that your expenses don't become more than your revenue. And that's the most important thing, is keeping a good, balanced budget. And we've always done that. We have very conservative office holders who stay within their budget. And sometimes if they need something that they haven't put in their budget, we commissioners understand. And so we allow for a new copier or something like that.
Sure.
Another thing is you're over, even though we have township form of road and bridges, but yet there are bridges that need to be replaced or repaired. And we've had a lot of those down in especially Elk Township that has a lot of old wooden bridges. So we get those, work with MoDOT and try to get those replaced or repaired. Also, we see to it that our law enforcement is up to standard, because as you know, without good law enforcement in the county, things cannot go well. So we always see to it that their pay is adequate, and they have good equipment, good vehicles, and we put those in the budget. and I will always back the blue. So, and there's other things that county commissioners do, but I think one of the most important things is making sure that we spend tax dollars very wisely and conservatively.
Well, and that's, the thing that people see. So the face of what they see from the county commission, the expenditures are the roads and bridges and the sheriff's department, the jail and the
Yes.
sheriff's department. So those are kind of the things they'd see anyway.
Right,
They don't
correct.
they don't see much from the budgets of the others, and they'll get a tax bill that comes from the assessor. They'll those kinds of things,
Right.
but they don't see the workings of those as much as they see if the roads are bad, or a bridge is out, or the sheriff's not there when they call.
Right, correct.
So I understand how those would be your priorities. So you're the associate commissioner. So there's a presiding commissioner that's elected and covers the entire county.
Correct.
And then there are two associate commissioners. Now in Stoddard County, that's divided north and south. Is that right?
Correct.
So tell me your District 2. What exactly is encompassed in District 2?
District 2 is the southern part of Stoddard County. District 1 covers the northern part. District 2 takes in Liberty Township, which is Dexter and Burney, and then Elk Township. And that takes in District 2. Mr. C.D. Stewart has District 1, and he has all the northern townships.
Okay, so
that
you've
way.
got everything from essentially from Dexter south, right?
Right,
Is that from
correct.
Highway 60 south, or is it a little
It's-
north of Highway 60?
No, it kind of goes past the hospital.
Okay.
Dexter goes just a little bit north of the hospital. It's really strange how it's marked off, but then I come south,
Okay.
take in Burney and,
Okay, and we do that we evaluate that every 10 years, trying to be as close as we can to population-wise,
Right,
but it's
uh-huh.
not always easy to do in a
Right.
county. But okay, so that gives us a good idea. So you represent the southern half of Stoddard County. What kind of changes? Again, you've been doing this for 16 years. What kind of changes have you seen in Stoddard County in the time that you've been on the commission?
are you talking about with the government?
Just
Okay.
anything that you've seen that's been kind of different than it used to be.
I see a change in our population. I see a change in some of the growth that Stoddard County has and some of the losses. Losing Tyson was a big loss for Stoddard County. And so that's a change. I see some better roads, and then the prospect of Interstate 57. That's down the road, but that's a big change. I see some new businesses going in. For instance, we're going to get a Hampton Inn in Dexter there, which will benefit the whole county. I see changes also in the atmosphere of Stoddard County. Crime is everywhere.
Sure.
And I can see a little bit of that filtering in to Stoddard County. Not bad, but yet you have to be on the lookout for that. I see changes in our school. We got good schools throughout the county. In all of the different cities in the county, we have some good schools, and I see changes in the schools. But those are some good changes along with some disappointments also.
Sure. Well, and it is a challenge from a law enforcement perspective. I spent some years as a prosecutor years and years ago, and it is a challenge right along a major artery like Highway 60.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be even more so when it's an interstate.
Correct.
And because anytime it's good for business. Business will boom. That you'll have probably even more hotels and even more restaurants
Correct.
that'll open up along an interstate. But it also gives an opportunity for a lot of unwanted traffic to come through the town as well.
Exactly.
So I know that's a challenge and something that you all will have to plan for.
Exactly.
What's the time frame for the interstate?
I've heard different time frames. Now, I think, from Poplar Bluff to Little Rock, they've pretty well got that going with the 4-lane, I think.
Okay.
Some have said 10 years, some have said a little bit shorter. You don't really, you can't put a time frame on it, but hopefully it'll be in the near future.
I remember for probably 20 years we were told that Highway 412 was going to be 4-lane between Kennett and the interstate.
Correct.
And it took at least 20 years for that to happen. But
Yes.
finally did, so
Right.
eventually it does
Yeah.
happen, but we have to be patient sometimes, and we're not always patient
And
with
that's
that.
hard.
It is. Okay, so you mentioned a couple of things, obviously the Tyson closure, because, I mean, that affected not just the people who were employed there, but
Correct.
also the farmers who were raising chickens for them, and just a lot of families impacted by that. But what other issues do you see? What are the other big issues facing the county?
One of the things that I see is our young people leaving. That really bothers me.
Sure.
Because we really do need our young people to carry on.
Sure.
We need our young people to get involved in our county government. I would love to see our young people come and take an active part in the county government. Even come and visit the commission when we meet. Come and sit in on what a collector treasurer does. Some of the duties the county clerk does, and different ones, our prosecuting attorney, our sheriff's department. So that bothers me to see so many young people leaving. I mean, they go off to college, which is good, or a vocational ag school, that's great. But then it doesn't seem like they stay for job opportunities. That bothers me, and I think that's facing our county. And housing is another issue, I think. We need affordable housing for maybe certain senior citizens or some of our veterans, and so I think those are some. Stoddard County is a very resilient county, and the people there are very resilient. But I just would like to see young people have the opportunity also to stay.
Sure. Well, and there's not a lot to draw young people who aren't from here into the community.
Correct.
So you're not replacing those who leave with new families moving in.
Right.
So it is a real challenge. It's a challenge for a lot of rural America.
Yes, it is.
That sure is. So let's flip on the flip side. That was the biggest challenges. So what do you see as again, you've been doing this 16 years. What do you see as the biggest accomplishments during your time on the county commission?
There's been a lot. A lot of our office holders, elected office holders, have updated their office with new technology, new ways of doing things more efficiently and safer, and better work time also. I think one of the biggest accomplishments that I think is our new jail.
Sure.
I am so proud of the citizens of Stoddard County that came to the rescue. Our old jail was bad. I'm just going to stop there, but it was bad. And I think we had 7 weeks to get behind and promote a half-cent sales tax for our deputies, for their boost in their salary, for equipment, safety equipment and vehicles, and then a half-cent sales tax for a new jail. And it was amazing how the citizens of Stoddard County came and passed that. And when you mention tax, nobody likes more taxes. Right. But they saw the need, and I'm just so very proud of the new jail. I'm proud of how it is set up. There's more safety, more convenience, if you can call it being
Sure.
in jail a convenience,
Yeah,
but
it's not,
it
but
is.
right, exactly. I know what you're saying.
And better working area too.
Well, and we've seen in other counties what can happen if you allow an old jail to continue. Eventually, you get to the point where it can't be insured,
No.
and so you're not even allowed to keep people there, and then you've got to pay somebody else to house your inmates waiting trial or serving sentences. So,
And we did that. We had to house out some, and that was just like, money down the drain.
it is.
And then, not only to house them, but you had to our sheriff had to send deputies to go and pick them up and bring them to trial.
That's right.
They'd get to trial, be canceled.
Sure.
You have to take them back. So that was not good. And before I became a commissioner, I did women's ministry for about 15 years. So I saw firsthand what that looked like in that old jail. So, I truly did, and it was not good.
Right. Well, you do have a couple of opponents seeking to replace you as a county
Yes.
commissioner. So my question is just going to be about you. What makes you the right person to be reelected as a county commissioner?
I look at my experience, 16 years experience, and you're always learning something. You don't stop learning after a year or two or even 16 years. There's always new things to learn and always a learning. I have a servant's heart. I feel like I've always been a good steward of the tax dollars that our residents have spent in Stoddard County. Our sales tax, is what keeps our county strong. Right. And so I think you have to really respect those that shop and buy in Stoddard County. I have common sense. I feel like I have compassion, and I just feel like I've done a good job. I'm not trying to brag on myself. I've made mistakes. I think everybody makes mistakes.
Sure.
I made mistakes. I'm not too proud to say I'm sorry or forgive me, but I just feel like that. I feel like they need a woman on there.
That's an excellent point.
I don't mean to be, but you know.
That's an excellent point. For years and years, there were no women on any of the county commissions, and it was more than half probably of the population is unrepresented essentially.
Right.
And so I think that's a valid point. So I appreciate you raising that issue.
Well, I don't mean to sound arrogant or anything like that, but sometimes a woman can give a little bit of a different perspective on things.
Absolutely. And there are a lot of women out there that may not feel like their voice is heard. Mm-hmm. That's one of the things that I saw you mentioned in some of your literature is that you listen to the people. How do you do that? How do you, as the you're in office and how do you maintain that? It's easy during campaign season. You go out and talk to people all the time. Mm-hmm. But what about the rest of the 3 years that you're in office? How do you maintain that communication with your constituents?
You just sit and let them talk. And you be compassionate and you listen. You really listen. You don't just, oh yeah. You listen to them. You don't turn a deaf ear, and you look them straight in the eyes as they're talking. And sometimes you have to say, I understand. I will do the best I can to get an answer for you. I will do the very utmost. But I do understand. And when I was collecting taxes for Liberty Township, I met some of the dearest, most precious people. especially senior citizens, that were having a struggle to pay their taxes.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they just wanted someone to look at them and say, I totally understand. My heart goes out to you. And I think that's just something you have to do, is just listen to people. And if they ask you a question and you don't know the answer, don't blow them off. Tell them, hey, I don't know the answer, but if you'll give me a little time, I will get you an answer. I've always tried to do that.
Well, thank you for joining us, but I'm going to give you the final word. I'm going to let you look right into that camera and speak to the people of Stoddard County District 2.
Thank you. Yes, to all you citizens in Stoddard County of District 2, I am Jarrell, your current County Commissioner for District 2, and I am running for reelection. The primary is August the 6th, 2024. I am asking you for your vote and your support. You've always been great to me in the past 16 years. You've supported me with your vote, with your confidence and your trust, and I'm asking for that again. I will work very hard for you as I have done in the past. I will always be compassionate and listen to you and be a voice for you in Stoddard County. So again, please vote for Jarrell, Stoddard County Commissioner of District 2. I thank you, and may God richly bless you and our county. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you to Commissioner Jarrell, County Commissioner for District 2 in Stoddard County. We're thrilled that you were able to join us. Don't forget to vote August 6th in the primary.